Flosstube. It is Jamie with Stitching and Wishing. Welcome back to my channel. It is Monday, December 21st, 2020. Just a few days before Christmas, and I'm technically working, but I don't have a lot going on today, so I thought it might be good to do a quick update video. I've been accumulating a stack of things that I wanted to show in a video, and so I thought it might be a good time to film a quick one, and so I can put some stuff away. Let's see. In my last video, I was in North Carolina. That was right before Thanksgiving. I came home probably a couple days after I filmed that video, and I have pretty much been home ever since. So, I've been working from home, not doing any traveling, although this week on the 23rd, so Wednesday, I have to make a day trip to a job site. It's like a 3-hour drive to get down there, so it'll be 6 hours in the car and probably about half an hour on the site. So it should be fun, but it's work. They're paying me to drive down there, so I'm gonna do it and be grateful that I still have a job. So what else? Barley, one of my dogs, had a CCL surgery back in November. She is recovering. She goes in for her 6-week x-rays this week, and assuming everything's clear, I'm pretty sure she goes back to normal. So we've had to keep her kind of on lockdown where she hasn't been allowed to jump up on the furniture or really run around or anything. So she's tired of that, and I'm tired of keeping her confined. So hopefully her x-rays are all good and she will be back to normal. The other 2 dogs are fine. If you hear snoring, it's from them. I'm in my office / craft room / workout room, and they hang out with me in here during the day. So they are sound asleep, and hopefully they will stay asleep and not bark during this video. So let's see, in my last video, I was doing 5 projects for the month of November. So I'm going to give you an update on those. First, from Blackbird Designs, the cardinal. And honestly, I didn't stitch very much on this one. I finished the top part here, and I did a little bit of filling in on the cardinal, and that's really it on that one. I do kind of want to keep that one in a rotation because it would be nice to get it done. Another project I was working on was from Heart in Hand. This is Bird in Hand Winter, and I finished this one. So I have not FFO'd it yet, but the stitching is done. So I've been doing some FFOing, but I haven't wanted to pull out my sewing machine. So there's still some work to do there. Next up is Heart in Hand, the flamingos, for Christmas flamingos. I have finished Fala Flamingo, and I've started Flamingo Bells. So here is the finish on that one. And I'm going to start on the second one. Sorry, this fabric's very wrinkled. I would like to get all of these stitched. I was kind of hoping that I would have them done and FFO'd in time to go on my tree this year, but that obviously didn't happen. So there's always next year. The 4th project was from this Prairie Schooler Santas and Snowmen. I was stitching this guy, and I have a finish and an FFO on him. So he's done and has been hanging on my tree and looks adorable. I love the Prairie Schoolers. The Prairie Schooler is always going to stay in my rotation. That's what I've decided. My 5th project, so it was 5 projects in November, was Brenda Gervais Coming to America, the Women of the Mayflower stitch along, and I did not work on that at all in the month of November. So I have no update to show you. I didn't even pull it out. My plan had been to work on it the week of Thanksgiving because I took the week off and it seemed like it would be a good time to work on it. I did very little stitching that week. I did a lot of yard work and some work around the house, some puzzles, and just, it was a nice week off, but I just wasn't in the mood to stitch. So, this is the week of Christmas, and I do have Thursday, Friday off, so I'll have a 4-day weekend. So, I don't know. I mean, right now I'd like to think that I'm going to stitch those 4 days, but we'll see how it goes. I FFO'd a couple other things. These are from Stitching with the Housewives. Their Ornament series that they released back in July. I stitched these back in July and finally FFO'd them. So I have Santa and Mrs. Claus and the trucks. So those, I really enjoy the Stitching with the Housewives. Their patterns are very similar, but they're all adorable and they're fun stitches. So I have a couple more in my rotation that I'll show you in a little bit, and I'm probably going to keep buying them. I also FFO'd these Prairie Schoolers. So I don't know, I don't remember what book these came out of, but if you really want to know, I can look that up. So just leave a comment below and I'll look it up. But I FFO'd those guys just as a flat. My FFOing is very crooked and not very neat because I don't like to FFO. But once they're hanging on the tree, they look adorable and nobody is going to care, in my opinion. I also stitched up this quick little 2020 ornament. It was from a site on Etsy, and I should have looked it up and I didn't. But if you want to know, I'll try to put it in the notes below. But I want to FFO this, I think, into a little pillow ornament. And I just haven't done that yet. I think I finished this in August or September. This is a Prairie Schooler, I think it's a 1995 Santa. And I just couldn't figure out how I wanted to finish him. I think I want him as a little pillow ornament and not as a flat ornament. So I just need to get around to doing that. I also have, this is from Lindy Stitches. It's a freebie pattern. I think it's available on her website. It's Sprinkle Christmas Kindness. My plans, I finished this back in August, and my plans are to finish it as a little tart pan, but I haven't purchased the pan. When I put it on in order, I keep forgetting about that, so I haven't got around to that yet. Sorry, I have to check in every once in a while. The other FFOs I have here are wool applique. So I think I told you in my last video that I'd been doing some of that. And these are from All Through the Night. It was a kit of bowl fillers, dogs. There's 6 of them. I finished all 6. And then Buttermilk Basin just had their 12 Days of Christmas sale with some new released patterns and kits, and I ordered a few kits. I'm finding that it's easier for me to order a full kit that contains the pattern and all the wool because I don't have a large selection of wool. And I don't know, I haven't really looked to see if there's any place local where I can buy it, but it's hard for me to just buy patterns and then figure out what wool I'm gonna want and without seeing it. So buying the kits like from Buttermilk Basin or All Through the Night seems to work really well for those. So my plan is to do a couple more wool applique projects in the new year. Other things I've been working on. So while I was in North Carolina, I finished Lizzie Kate green, the Keep the Air Clean. I think I've showed you that I'm doing all 6 of these, and I have 4 done. So here are those. Might need something behind there. I don't think that's any better, but you get the idea. This is a green fabric from Color and Cotton. I don't remember the color. It was, I think it was one of my fabric of the months. But this is definitely something, this series, that's going to stay in my travel bag. And like this Wednesday when I go out of town for the day, I won't be on site very long, but there's likely to be some time when I might be just sitting in the car, and this will be good to have. I think that I've also mentioned that I am a caregiver for my mom, which basically means taking her to multiple doctor's appointments. Like we had 3 last week. So I get it. Right now with COVID, I can't even go into the appointments with her, so I'm just sitting out in the car. So I decided I needed a new car project, and I pulled from my stash the Lizzie Kate yearbook series. And I have finished January and started February. So I want to stitch all 12 of these, and it's a great, Lizzie Kate's are good car travel projects. They are, especially, I think I'm stitching this on 28 count mushroom Lugana, and it's easy to see. It's a quick stitch. Doesn't take a lot to read the patterns, and they're good travel projects. So that's going to continue to be my car project through next year, and we'll see how I get them done. I think I know how I want to FFO, so hopefully by my next video I will have January FFO'd. I'd like to get it FFO'd so I can display it come the 1st of January. And I just need to go through my stash and see if I have the materials for what I want to do. Okay. So for December, I picked another 5 projects, and I've stitched on 1 of the 5. So I kind of went off the rails and decided on some different projects. So I don't know how well picking 5 projects a month is going to work. I think what I've decided to do next year is to do whip go. So it'll be 2 projects a month, 2 of my whips. I plan on working on each of those whips for, I'm saying 10 days, but that's going to vary depending on what I'm doing and which whip it is. If I'm traveling, I'm maybe not going to take a big whip with me, or I might not get 10 days on it. So I'm going to supplement in some ornaments, some smalls, get those knocked out. Most of the things that I've put on my Whipco board are on the larger side. They're certainly not Hades, and there's nothing like outrageous on there, but either I don't have much done on them, or they're relatively small. So I plan on doing a video probably next week where I will show you the projects that I picked for my WIP Go, in hopes that that will kind of keep me on track. But let me show you for December what I've been working on. This is from Hands On Design. It was a collaboration with Just Another Button Company, and I have it almost done. I think I just have the border left and then to sew the buttons on. And then that'll be a cute little ornament. And then I started from the Housewives, A Merry Little Christmas. And this is where I am on that. So obviously this won't be done for Christmas this year, but maybe next year. Also from the Housewives, I do not have the cover page for this, but this is their patriotic, one of their patriotic Santas that they just released. It'll be in a little ornament. I just thought it was adorable, and for some reason I really like stitching these little trucks. So they're cute. I never really was into the little trucks, but then I started stitching them and I really enjoy it. So, and they're cute little ornaments. So, and then I started Prairie Schooler 2020 Santa, and that's all I have done on that. So I'm just, okay, sorry, had to take a phone call. Prairie Schooler 2020 Santa, I've just started the back stitching, but it's obviously going to be the next Santa that I work on. I think I have a majority of the yearly Santas. I don't know that I have all of them, but I have a lot of them. And eventually I would love to stitch all of them, but that's obviously going to take a bit of time. So I'm just going to pick at random and keep one going. Try to keep one in my rotation at all times. It might take me 6 months to stitch this, but eventually we'll get done. And then finally for WIPs, I started from Heart and Hands, her 2020 ornament, Oh My Gosh. And I am working on the bauble. So this is really cute. I'm stitching it on a 32 count vintage country mocha because I have a ton of that in my stash with called for DMC. So those are my projects. Like I said, I plan on coming back in a couple weeks to probably about a week because I'd like to do it before New Year's. So fingers crossed that happens. A little bit of haul. I put an order in with the silver needle and picked up this Lizzie Kate, Be Silly, and this Heart and Hand Merry Making Mini piece. I put an order with silver needle because I wanted this Lizzie Kate Cold Noses pattern. It was an exclusive to the silver needle. And I remember the retreat and seeing this and wanting it. And then I got a notice from 123 Stitch that they had a new Lizzie Kate pattern. And I ordered it. Y'all, it's the same pattern. For some reason, I put these orders in within like a few days of each other. It did not even dawn on me that it's the same pattern. So this one's actually, if you're going to order this, actually order from 123 Stitch because you get couple extra charts. But no embellishments. This one does come with embellishments. So I don't know. I'm thinking I'll give one of these away, but I want the extra charts and I want the embellishments. So I guess if you just want these charts, let me know. But I feel like when it finally hit me that, hey, those look the same. I'm such a dork. I also ordered the new Brenda Gervais Jolly. I guess it's best time of the year. And from Pineberry Lane, Miriam Bright. Okay, and then I want a New Year, New Start, and I've decided that that is going to be the Lindy Stitches Sal Funky Menagerie. This print did not print out very good. How's it even go? It goes like that, but it's black and white. Go to Lindy Stitches website and you can see a better picture of this. But I decided to go ahead and order the fabric from Lindy. She decorated her package. So it's a 32 count flax. It's charted all in DMC, so I went and pulled all the DMC for it. So I am ready to go for my New Year, New Start. I will be off New Year's Day. I think our first pattern's being released on December 31st. So my plan is January 1st to sit down and start that and see how far we get on New Year's Eve. Because, you know, it's 2020 and I have no plans for New Year's Eve. I am going to sit home and I would like to stitch this Liz Matthews for Auld Lang Syne. I was hoping I'd have it done before New Year's, but I haven't started it, so I'll stitch it then. I'm going to use Color and Cotton Midnight, and I still need to pull fabric. I'm going to go through my stash and see what fabric I can find for this. It might end up just being a white. But those are my plans. So, like I said, I'll come back probably next week and go through my WIPGO pile. I think I've only pulled 20 or 22 projects. So WIPGO's 24 if you do 2 a month. It's really, if you don't know what WIPGO is, go to Jessie Marie Makes Stuff's Flosstube, and she will tell you all about it. It is her idea and her group on Facebook. I know a lot of Flosstubers are doing it, so you've probably heard of it. You might even be doing it. But I think I've tried to keep it reasonable. So my plans are to do 10 days on each of my whips, and I've kept it, I'm definitely less than 24, and I've put some spots in there for like 1 month. I've put in do any ornament, pick an ornament and do that, and then in a couple of the spaces I've put work on any project from the WIPGO board. So I'll show you my board and go through my projects hopefully next week. So until then, I hope you have a very Merry Christmas. If you don't celebrate Christmas, happy holidays, happy Friday, whatever is your preference. My Christmas plans are just to be home. So I think we'll make some kind of dinner, and we've tried to go pretty light on presents this year, just because we don't need anything and to save some money. So should be a pretty quiet day, but I will hopefully see you next week. Bye.